Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is March 22nd, 2020. I'm making this video because it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is hyping this particular coronavirus, COVID-19, for nefarious reasons. It is imperative to note that the term CO in COVID-19 and corona is because the CIA plans to execute two different events under the guise of this particular virus. By May 1st, 2020, we can expect an end of the internet event, possibly under the guise of a mass blackout, and B, a Russian chemical attack on the United States and or Europe designed to kill millions, if not hundreds of millions of people. It is also imperative to note that the CIA may use part or all of this video to incite a panic and or stampede, specifically to create the fraudulent pretext for my arrest. Nonetheless, it is imperative that this information gets out there to the public. So firstly, in respect to the coronavirus, COVID-19, I am not a doctor, and therefore what I'm about to say is strictly that opinion, an opinion of a layman. So that being said, the coronavirus is a viral pneumonia, and according to the Lancet Medical Journal, a total of 400 million people succumb to viral pneumonia each year. So as of March 22nd, 2020, there's a total of 14,366 deaths attributed to this particular disease. So the question ultimately becomes, why is the CIA hyping this? Why are they canceling all these events? And the answer lies in this particular video. So when looking at the coronavirus symptoms, they include fever, cough, shortness of breath, and multi-organ failure. And these particular symptoms are coincidentally reflected in what's called the Novichok agent, which is a chemical weapon that was invented allegedly by Russia, whose symptoms coincidentally reflect the coronavirus in respect to respiratory arrest, cardiac arrest, and suffocation, and ultimately death via multi-organ failure. So the notion that the CIA is plotting a mass chemical attack on the world under the guise of a naturally occurring phenomenon was witnessed back on November 21st, 2016, when the CIA staged what's called a Thunderstorm Asthma attack in the outskirts of Melbourne, Australia. And coincidentally, the victims of this particular attack suffered the exact same symptoms which the coronavirus and the Novichok nerve agent mimic. So a total of 9 people died, and although it's only conjecture, it appears that this particular attack was executed via Russian planes, possibly out of a base that they have in Vietnam. Exactly 469 days later, the CIA staged an admitted Russian biochemical attack using the Novichok agent, targeting a mall in Salisbury, England. And this was designed to set the precedent for a secondary Russian chemical attack designed to kill millions and trigger World War III. So in short, it appears that the CIA plans to stage a mass Russian chemical attack targeting United States, Canada, and or Europe. And this will go on for a number of days or weeks. And people will think that this is a result of the coronavirus. And that's why in the media they're talking about that this particular virus has not peaked yet in the United States, as it has in Italy, where there are large amounts of deaths in both England and Italy. So basically what would happen probably is that they would stage some sort of Russian chemical attack for days or weeks, and then only after millions of people died would they say that this was actually a Russian chemical attack, and then that would obviously be designed to trigger World War III. So the question is why? What's going on? So back on December 25th, 2019, I published an expose entitled The Birth of Nazi Russia, and basically I listed 26 reasons why Vladimir Putin is the next Adolf Hitler and why Russia is the next Nazi Germany. And so exactly 17 days prior to me publishing this particular report, the coronavirus suddenly was spawned in Wuhan, China, which is coincidentally home to the Chinese version of the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. And 6 days prior to publishing The Birth of Nazi Russia, the CIA staged a mass shooting at FSB, the Russian CIA headquarters in Moscow, Russia, which appears to be logistics cover for a coup or some sort of an attack in Moscow during which Vladimir Putin is either assassinated or removed from power. And then what would transpire is the CIA would replace Putin with hardline communists who would then be scapegoated for the impending chemical attack on the United States, Canada, or Europe. This notion is coincidentally reflected in the epic war film entitled 1917, which reflects the date of the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, which ultimately brought communists into power in Russia. Thirdly, in respect to the internet, so this stay-at-home order that's been basically mandated throughout the Western world is basically logistics cover, it would appear, for the end of the internet. So basically what they will likely claim is that there's so many people online watching Netflix, etc., that the internet crashed, or that people who work in internet-related fields succumbed to the disease or died, or they took a leave of absence or something to that effect, and then the system collapsed. So this would basically end all the internet as we know it, and then when these people start dying, people cannot upload the news from their particular region of the world, so basically America would be left in the dark. And then this would also turn everybody to their television, during which this made-for-TV drama between the United States and Russia would commence, and ultimately leading to World War III. And as you know, with all the sporting events canceled, everybody would be in front of their TV when a nuclear bomb or another type of attack commences, and so they would obviously see it because there would be no internet, and they would be glued to their TVs to see what would happen next. And in order to foreshadow that the coronavirus will be responsible for the end of the internet, the CIA staged a cyber attack targeting the U.S. Department of Health, and that was designed to associate the medical field with the internet prior to an end of the internet event. That being said, there's the end of the internet event would likely be executed under the guise of GridEx 5, which was a cyber attack drill that was executed back on November 18th. And this is basically the apparent cover for the end of the internet event. So they would likely, the CIA would likely launch an internet-related cyber attack targeting U.S. power stations or internet hubs or something to that effect. Fourthly, in respect to the numerology surrounding the coronavirus and COVID-19, as with all assassinations, terror attacks, and wars, they all bear the numeric signature of the CIA who ordered it, and this is no different in respect to the coronavirus or COVID-19. Firstly, the term corona is consonantly speaking the same as CERN, which is the entrance to CIA headquarters located beneath Lake Geneva. So CRN is in corona as it is in CERN, CERN, which is the entrance to CIA headquarters, which I previously exposed. The D19 in COVID-19 is reflected of April 19th, which is the date which the Swiss Constitution was, Swiss Constitution, the referendum was enacted, which basically formed modern Switzerland as it is known today. 419 numerology is coincidentally found in the Waco massacre of 1993, April 1993, and the Oklahoma City bombing of April 19th, 1995. Fourthly, next, the term COVID-19, which consonantly is CVD, is reflected in the numerology of the Novichok virus itself, which is entitled A234. So the C equals the 3, the V equals the 2 and 2, and then the 4 is a D. So this is gematria, where basically letters are numbers, numbers are letters. So the Novichok virus A234 is reflected in the numerology of COVID-19. Also, because the letter C doubles as an S within the English language, the term corona is consonantly speaking the same as sarin, which is also a nerve gas whose a chemical agent whose effects mimic that of the Novichok virus, as well as the actual viral pneumonia known as COVID-19. So just to rehash, basically the coronavirus and the COVID-19 are a CIA logistics cover for two events, namely the end of the internet, likely under the guise of overusage or system overload, as well as a Russian chemical attack targeting the United States, which would be allowed to continue for days, weeks, or months prior to triggering World War III. Because everybody's at home, and in the event that millions of people pass away due to a Russian chemical attack, obviously it would be there would be an extended period of time before these victims could be an autopsy could be conducted on the victims, and they could it would be found out that they actually died from this particular nerve agent as opposed to the viral pneumonia. So this appears to be a two-pronged effort by the CIA to basically end the world as we know it, take away the internet, and then kill millions of people, as well as trigger World War III. And these are three things which I have been preventing ad nauseum since I started this particular my blog back in 2007 is exposing false flag terrorism. And so basically by taking away the internet, they take away my ability to prevent these tragedies from happening. And so this is basically a two-pronged effort by the CIA. And so it is imperative that people download this video and share it with law enforcement and intelligence agencies and the military should these things come to pass. So obviously this is preventative medicine, so to speak, and I'm publishing this video in the hopes that this particular virus stops and stuff like that. But it is obviously the hyping of the virus and all this particular stuff is basically, I mean, viral pneumonia exists. That's a no-brainer. But the question is, why is the powers that be, the CIA, why are they hyping it to the extent that they are? And I believe that based on the evidence that I outlined today, that this is for two particular reasons. And so lastly, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's highly likely that the CIA will use part of this video or all of this video to induce some sort of a mass panic or stampede designed to create the fraudulent pretext to arrest me for crimes I did not commit. Obviously, my intentions with this video are pure. It's not to incite any sort of public panic or anything like that. That is what is happening right now. I mean, you can go to the local stores anywhere in the world and people are freaking out over toilet paper, and that's all because of this hype around this particular virus. So anyways, in closing, I believe we're going to be okay. I believe everything is going to calm down, especially in the aftermath of this video. So I kindly ask you guys to share this video and to to research the claims that I made. I will leave links in respect to the CIA headquarters in Switzerland, in respect to the aforementioned report regarding the birth of Nazi Russia. And if you just look on Google the other things that I said, you will obviously find that to be true. So anyway, take care of each other out there. This is the beginning of the end of this particular pandemic, and things will, as you will witness, start to digress here shortly. Peace.